What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm deep up in Norwood in the Bronx. Now I'm at the local park called Williamsbridge Oval Park, which goes around the section of Norwood, and it's pretty nice. It's like a little hidden gem over here. So I'm gonna walk around this little park, and then we're gonna make it deep into the neighborhood to see what's going on. I covered this neighborhood a couple of years ago, but I came back up here to get like an update to see what's going on. So without further ado, join me. You see, it has like a semi-central park vibe over here. And then they got playgrounds over here. They even got a track. So let's make it towards the other side, then we're gonna hit the streets. And as you see, we are surrounded by nature. We got a playground to my right, then a tennis court right here on my left. Then a football field surrounded by a track field. And also, if you go outside the park and you walk around, the neighborhood is pretty nice with apartment complex. So yeah, you know, people can come here and recreate. I see a lot of young people, I guess, high school students that come out here to enjoy the evening. You know, today is a pretty lovely day in late September, but this is what you get right here. Nice park. And now let's go outside and let's hit the streets of Norwood to see what's been happening lately around here. I think this is a really underrated neighborhood in the Bronx that I think people should explore, so let's do it. So now we are hitting the neighborhood, and ahead of me is Bainbridge Avenue, also merges with 204th Street, 204th Street, and you're gonna see some nice architecture, residential areas right here. Just like the previous neighborhood I was covering, Bedford Park, this neighborhood is also surrounded by trees. And Bainbridge Avenue is over here. I'm gonna walk here in a bit, but I wanna merge into one of the regular streets to show you what's going on, you know, how nice it is, you know, the apartment complex and the trees. And just to prove you that there's so much to do in the Bronx. And this street here is Moshulu Avenue. So I'm gonna make my left here, probably do a block or two to see what's going on. Man, this is what you get. Pretty much standard. You get this in any other neighborhood in New York City, but you can see it's super residential. An apartment complex where families, people live. And actually, I made a little mistake in one of my previous videos, but Norwood is actually the last stop of the D train. Also the 4 train line, the last stop is here in Woodlawn by Norwood, where it borders with the park, Cortland Park, and it's surrounded literally by, you know, parks and nature. And it's super diverse here in this neighborhood. We've got like a nice looking house here to my right. So this is actually really cool. It's like you literally enter another world. And this might be an apartment, but they're renovating it in the corner. And then ahead of me, you see how this street is literally covered with trees to the fullest. So in my opinion, I think this might be one of the greenest neighborhoods in the Bronx. Literally, because it's surrounded by the parks, and when you walk around the streets, it literally has trees like all over, like you see behind me. But now let's make it towards Bainbridge Avenue to see what's going on over there. And I think that's like literally the main street of this neighborhood in Norwood. There should be like a lot of business over there, subway stops. So excited to check it out. And this is Bainbridge Avenue. And I can see it's highly South Asian population right here. Mostly, I think, Bangladeshi, but they also have Latino and everything over here. What's up, brother? So yeah, pretty busy. You got restaurants and stuff. And yeah, and what I like also is that the main street here has the trees and everything. Yeah, so this is pretty nice. And then it goes up the hill. Like I say, this is another small neighborhood, but it's also surrounded by hills and a lot of interesting things to look at. And then also compared to other neighborhoods in the Bronx, it's not really that crowded over here, you know. So super residential, even though they got the main street right here. I like this apartment here in the corner. It's pretty nice though. I got that over there. Then if you merge into one of the regular streets, it's literally covered with trees. So it's like every single street in this neighborhood is totally worth to look at, you know. But I think that's pretty much everywhere in the Bronx. Always a lot of excitement going on. Doing a little detour over Perry Avenue to show you what's going on. So, you know, you can see the difference when you merge in from the main street behind me towards what's going on over here. And this over here goes to the other neighborhood too. That's one interesting thing about New York City. There are a lot of avenues that connect you with one side to another one. So you just gotta study the map or get familiar with the area. That way you learn how to shortcut throughout different neighborhoods. So yeah, these apartments, they look pretty nice. They're all connected, but the architecture is pretty top notch. With reddish brown building right here, which is really cool. And then ahead of me, I see the last subway stop which is the D train line, 205th Street. And that will take you all the way to Brooklyn. And then it keeps going up the hill and it will take you to Williamsbridge Oval Park. Now here we got a nice looking local park. Seems like they did a little touch up renovations. What I like is the vegetation of the trees, and then you see the apartment complex, the back area, and then a street like this, which is pretty nice. So looking at this side over here, it kind of reminds me a little bit of West Fort, the West Village, where they got a basketball court and they got buildings like this with trees. But this is literally the Bronx by Perry Avenue and 205th. So really cool. And the subway station is right here. So it's like you walk in a regular neighborhood like this, and then over here you got the subway line, 205th. So the last stop of the D train. If you keep going up the hill, it's just houses, but you pretty much get this all the way up north here. But now let me do a block down and make it back to the main street. I gotta tell you, if you look at the map of this neighborhood, it's pretty small, but it's also like a little bit confusing, or in soil, it's actually bigger than what it looks in the map, you know? Because it literally goes around, like I said, and it's literally surrounded by the park. So I think it helps a little bit with terms of the weather right here. Also, another thing that makes it unique in the Bronx is, and I mentioned it before in a former video that I was filming, is that the streets are pretty different from other ones, like in terms of architecture, like you see over here. They got houses, they got apartments. Like if you go to some neighborhoods in Brooklyn, which they are gorgeous, but it's mostly, they look pretty much the same, the apartment and all of that. But here's like every street, they're different from another one. So I think it makes it pretty unique to explore, you know, what they have to offer, what they have to offer. So like I said, you see, every architecture is different. So they got old houses, they got apartments like this, the trees, then they got more apartments like this. And then the main street is ahead of me. So we're gonna make it back to the main street, then make it towards the other side where the hospital is. Then we are back again here in 204th. We even have a halal joint over here. So that's cool, and I think it's like a mix of halal joints with Latin food. And then we go back here we are back in the main street. Like I say, it's not too busy like other neighborhoods I've been around, but it's really good. Then you got a laundromat, you got corner stores right here. So it's like a little bit of everything you can find in this neighborhood. This place is called Dhaka Supermarket, which is, Dhaka is literally the capital of Bangladesh. So I think there's a high Bangladeshi population here, pretty much like you find also in Portchester. And then we got more, and then at the end there's a little, not little, it's a local park that borders with the Bronx Zoo and the Botanical Gardens. And then here we got some new high-rise buildings. They look pretty nice. I wonder if this are one of those apartments you can get in Housing Connect. So there's a dead end. Well, I'm probably gonna go towards where the bridge to see what's going on, then I'm gonna turn back and keep on exploring the neighborhood. Then behind me is Webster Avenue, which is the main avenue right here, and it goes with all the neighborhoods around this section of the Bronx. But then I kind of see like a pedestrian bridge, so I'm just gonna take a look at it a little bit, and then we're gonna turn back and keep on exploring Norwood. So this is a little piece of it, and you can see the train tracks over here. I think the Metro North passes by over here, and I want to see what's going on over here. Yeah, there comes the Metro North right here ahead. I don't know how clear you can see it, but it's approaching right there. So one day I'm just gonna have to come back and explore that entire park behind me. But let's keep on exploring the beautiful neighborhood of Norwood. I'm in Webster, and you can see behind me we got developments going on. But then in the front there's developments too. Like over here you can see how they're popping up at high-rise buildings. I see a couple of empty lots too, so I'm not sure if they're gonna develop this main street, you know, into more stuff. So I'm gonna walk ahead, make a detour on one of the regular streets and do Bedford Avenue, and then I'll make it towards the surroundings of the park so you can see the architecture and how it turns. And then once you exit main streets like this, you enter another world, like beautiful quiet streets with a lot of trees. Over here you can see it. It's mostly apartment, but then Bedford Avenue is ahead of me, so I'm gonna make a right to see what's going on. But I think every single street here is totally worth it to explore. So it's like, you know, you can spend a whole entire time exploring every single street in New York City. And this is Cortland Avenue. Nothing special. I mean, you do see a couple of houses right here. But I think it's pretty standard, but I'm gonna make it towards the area near the park, Williamsbridge Oval Park, because I think if you walk around the park, it's gonna be pretty nice. So then over here is 207th Street. So I'm gonna make a left, make it towards Perry Avenue, and then do the detour near where I started my video towards the park, so we can see the surrounding, how it looks like. I know it's gonna be a nice vibe over there. As you can see, it's just standard apartments, but let's see what happens when we merge towards this way. Beautiful street with the trees and everything, and it's a pretty nice breeze. We got this old apartment, but I want to show you the entrance. It looks pretty nice with the stones and stuff like that. And they even have a camera out, so you know they're watching you. You know, here in the corner, this is probably like a house or apartment, but it looks pretty nice. Like I say, it looks like a lighthouse, a little corner on top. And they got streets there. They even have like a bike lane that makes it pretty comfortable. And then you go down here, it's literally like a hill, surrounded by nature. And I'm back again in Perry Avenue. So I just gotta go ahead, I think it's called Holt Street. And then that would take me literally back again towards the park. Super residential. And it got houses here, has a Mexican flag. Like I said, it's a highly South Asian and Latino population right here. And this is Holt Street right ahead of me, so let's make a left and walk around the park to see how beautiful it is. Gotta tell you, I've been to so many neighborhoods. I explore a lot of neighborhoods, and I think this neighborhood, I've done so many hikings up and down the hill. It's kind of bringing me that vibes when I was visiting Seattle, Washington, which that area, you know, Seattle, San Francisco, they're literally like high up hills, steep up. So this is kind of giving me that same vibe, and I'm really slim and skinny. But now let's check out around the park to see how it looks like over here. I think it's better if I go down this way to see what's going on. So it kind of feels like if you're in some part of Manhattan or even Brooklyn, New York, with apartments like this in a beautiful park. But this is all the way deep up in the Bronx. And it's much better if you bring your bike to explore around. We're just gonna walk around here and see the beauty about this neighborhood. So I'm glad that I came back here to check out what is happening, you know, like an update neighborhood. I gotta tell you, it kind of gives you a vibe of a small town feel. Like it's kind of crazy how peaceful and quiet it is over here. But it proves that not all over New York City is just busy and craziness. You know, you can find peace and quietness. And I think this neighborhood here, it offers it. It offers it. And here you got the entrance of the park, Williamsbridge Oval Park, and I'll take you up there. But now I think if I walk towards the other side, it gets even nicer. So let's check it out. Then here to my right, we have the Museum of the Bronx History. So it's like a beautiful house, but it's actually a museum. But it seems like it's actually abandoned. Well, it might be open, but yeah, the structure is pretty nice. Surrounded with the trees and everything. And then you go around, you get a nice architecture. So we're gonna do a little bit around, then head back towards other parts of the neighborhood near the hospital to see what's going on. So here you can hear the sounds of the birds chirping. And we got some buildings here, but it seems like they're abandoned or not much going on. So they renovated, or maybe it's the back, maybe in the front, it's a different vibe. So maybe they renovated, it'll be better. I love hearing the sound of the birds. And then of course it keeps going, and this is like the other side of the park. It's literally like in the middle of the neighborhood. I guess I'm gonna call this a little mini Central Park of Norwood in the Bronx. And then we got residential buildings over here. And this is pretty normal here. Even in Jersey, some of the apartments are entrances like that. They have like a front yard, and then ahead of me, there are two beautiful buildings that I'm gonna take a look up pretty close. Then look at this buildings, how beautiful they are in the corner. You can see it's pretty private, and it's really next to the park. So yeah, and now let's make it over here, and let's pass right next to the hospital. So this over here is 210th, and it passes next to Montefiore. I don't know if I'm saying it right, Montefiore Hospital. But this is the main hospital that serves this area over here, but even people that come all the way here. Then here we meet again with Bainbridge, which it literally goes kind of semi around the neighborhood. But we're gonna keep walking straight towards Jerome Avenue. You can see part of the hospital, it says Children's Hospital. So I guess it's divided. The children's hospital, then the adult section is in the other side. One thing about the hospitals in the United States, they're pretty massive. And they're literally like a couple of buildings that combine together and make one giant building. But there's even bigger hospitals in other states like Texas. I think in Boston too, they got some amazing hospital. Because I know people from back home, they travel all the way here to go to the hospital because they got like better service. And before I make it to 210th Street, I'm doing a little detour over here because this side over here is kind of giving me vibes of Forest Hills in Queens. Like the way how they got these houses over here. So I can't believe I came to Norwood years ago. I made a video here, but I never knew about this side over here. Wow. But I think it's part of the hospital because it has the same name. Wow. These houses here, even across the street. Oh, it's beautiful. It feels like you literally enter a suburb or something like that. And it keeps going. Wow. Just look at the ones across the street. So it's kind of giving me a semi-vibe of Riverdale with Forest Hills combined together. But now let's turn back to 210th and make it all the way to Jerome Street, walk the main avenue over there, and then we're just gonna wrap up the video of this amazing neighborhood called Norwood. And then it's crazy, the last time I passed near the hospital, but I didn't really film it because I'm like, it's just a hospital, but I'm looking like at the entrance over here. It's beautiful, it literally looks like, I don't know, like a university. Oh, it is actually a college. They have a college of medicine over here. So not only they got the hospital, they got the college right here. So it all combines together. And those beautiful houses, I'm not sure if they're like part of a dorm or something like that. But yeah, it's cool to look at. And then they got the parking. This is actually nice. So I gotta tell you how small as the neighborhood is. It's literally full of surprises. Like, I thought as I came here before, I wasn't gonna discover anything, but I literally discovered that street with the beautiful houses. And this over here, the College of Medicine. So that's really cool that, you know, students, they study here and then they can put in practice right here with the hospital. But that's really stressful for me. I don't think I could ever work in the medical field. So I take my hats off to all the students, all the doctors out there that gotta work, you know, a lot of hours there, and they do their best to keep people healthy and save their life. And even over here, we got this beautiful buildings right here. A nice looking street, literally right next to the hospital, where there's this giant building over here. And then ahead of me, I can see the 4 train line. So I'm gonna be passing Jerome Avenue, and I think it's the main road, and then on top of me, it's gonna pass the subway line, which we got a lot of those all over New York City. You got some other streets, and literally all the streets are covered with trees. So I think I gotta do 2 more blocks ahead of me, so I could be in Jerome. Then I'll give you here another inside of the hospital. So it's a brownish building, and then they got more in the back. So far in the Bronx, I think this neighborhood literally escalated to one of my favorite neighborhoods in this borough. Just because it's pretty residential, you know, a little bit off the beaten path, even though it's served by the 4 train line and the D train line. But I feel like it's really cool and it has a lot to offer. And here we are approaching Jerome Street. Well, actually Jerome Avenue, it goes to other parts of the Bronx. And it seems like they got a lot of restaurants. Also, they got party chain restaurants. Then they got some apartment complex by Moshulu Parkway, 4 train line. Then a couple of restaurant joints right here. And then here they got street food. What is it, like tacos, halal, donuts and stuff. That's cool. And this is Jerome Avenue, and just like other neighborhoods, there's a lot of business right next to the subway line.
Yo, you can vlog me.
You want?
Come on.
Oh, you want?
What is it about?
It's the neighborhood. I cover neighborhoods in New York City. I'm making one about Norwood.
You got the right one, you heard?
Yeah.
Any and everybody that see this video and they from Norwood, you heard? Or they know about this area, Gun Hill, Norwood, Moshulu, they know me for sure, you heard? And this is a nice area. It's a real community now, you know?
That's what I want to show, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The kids are out here having a lot of fun. Everybody, you know, enjoying their life. Everybody hard working.
Get money. Stay out the way, stay out of trouble.
I like that.
Everybody hard working. Damn near everybody knows each other, grew up together.
Awesome.
Everybody's kids are involved. The community events, everybody's involved, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once again, my name is Sticky, you heard? I'm straight from Norwood, you heard? I wasn't born, but I was raised, you heard?
Raised in
8
Boston.
years old.
Oh,
and
wow.
I ain't never left and I ain't never leaving. I leave.
But you came back.
I always come back, you heard? Because this is always home, you heard?
Appreciate it, man.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Take care, man. Nice to meet you. Take care, man. See you. You can see really cool people out here. that was a cool guy, you know, and he say what the neighborhood's about, you know, community vibes, everybody gets along, respect. He left, but he came back, so that's how it proves to you how good Norwood is. So that was a really good vibe right here. He did a good influence to the video. Now here we got more, we got groceries and stuff like that. This is what I love about New York City, the way how they got corner stores and everything. Like you don't need like big chain supermarkets. Then you got business in the first floor. You know, here you got buses from Westchester County. This one goes to Yonkers, which we're literally not far from Yonkers. We got this over here, then Cortland Park, and then the other side is Yonkers, which is Westchester County. So there it goes. Also, there goes the rail link. I'm not sure, I think it's free. That usually is the ones that go to Riverdale and other neighborhoods in the Bronx that has a Metro North that are a little bit isolated from the neighborhood. So you just connect with the rail link and it'll take you to the neighborhood. So I think I already covered enough of this neighborhood here in the Bronx, Norwood. And I think I'm gonna wrap up the video over here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.